Yo, what is up, and welcome back to another episode of the How to Make a Five Nights at Freddy's One Game in Scratch, episode 6. In this episode, we will finish up our main 3 characters' AIs. In the last video, we made my main guy, Jeff, and I actually changed up this sound. Instead of it being the footsteps, I changed it to a metal banging. This is what it sounds like. I recommend you do something like that too. But you can just have the footsteps sound effects if that happen when they leave if you don't want. Also, the light buttons. I made the light buttons in the episode that got corrupted, so I'll have to show those off. So let me I have it set to the 5th night for testing purposes. Let's actually set the night to 1. Okay. Okay. So, what you want to do first of all is just copy your door buttons and put them in the position that you want them to go in. Make sure you change it in the costumes tab, otherwise it won't work. And make sure for like the right light, for example, you duplicate the right door button and then turn it into the right light. Same for the left light. But like once you finish the right light, you can switch up some things and put it into the left light. Stuff like that. So for the left light button, this is it. This is all you need. I'll give you a minute to copy it down. So you want to just get the positioning of it and all the basic scripts. Make sure you make 2 variables called left light on off and right light on off. Those are very important variables. You do not want to forget that. Just go to your variables tab and make them. Make sure they're set for all sprites as well, not for the sprite only, for all sprites. And then you want to make 2 broadcasts called left light on and left light off. And you basically just want to do this. If the left door is open, then if the light is off, then when the light button is clicked, if the left door is open, then it'll detect if the light's off. Then it'll broadcast the light to be on. Else, if it's already on, it'll turn it off. And that's basically it for the right. That's basically it for the buttons as well. And you just duplicate it for the right button, except changing the variables to say like right door, open, closed, and right light. So make sure you make that right light variable, set it to off, and then broadcast to R light on, R light off. Same script. And then for these costumes, just turn on, turn off. Same thing as the door buttons. And then in that, you want to go to your doors. So I'm going to go left door. And then, oops. You want to make a new costume, which is going to be the light. When the light's on, it's going to show this costume. I'm actually going to copy this and put this here. My bad. And you want to make just a new costume for when the light is on. I'm actually going to darken this up a little bit. That looks too similar to the desk. Let me lighten it up. Okay, that looks fine. And I'm going to just you do the same for the right one as well. I'm going to just paint that, and I'm going to take this same thing, put it there just so it looks more natural. And then you want to do like when I receive L light on, make sure this is in your left door. So in your left door, when you receive left light on, set the left light to on and switch the costume to light. When it receives left light off, set it to off and then switch costume to open, since it'll never be possible to have the light on while the animation's playing. Save for the right door. When it receives on, right light on, set the right door on off to on, and then switch costume to the light. I'll set it to open for the same reason. And that's how you do the light buttons. Since you will never be able to turn it on if the animation for the doors is playing. That's it. Alright, now that we have the light buttons figured out, we are going to continue with the main three animatronics AI. So, we have Jeff, which we did in the last episode. We're going to do Jack and Jasmine in this episode. So, you just want to go to your code, go to your character, the AI, of the first character we made, and you want to duplicate it. This is so you don't have to redo everything. And then call it your character. So, Jack in my case. And we're going to do some testing. So I'm actually going to have Jack move. I'm actually going to have Jack move every night, so you do not need this script. This, like, wait until, if the night's not 1 or 2, he's actually going to move every night, so you don't need that. Just paste this in here. And make sure you make a new variable with your character's position and difficulty. The movement opportunity, since we copied it over, it copies over here from the other one. So see, these have their own movement opportunity variables since it's set to for this sprite only. The variables are since we copied it over. So we're going to make two new variables. Jack position. Jack because that's the name of my character, and position for what camera he's on. And make sure it's set for all sprites. And then character name. Difficulty. Same what we did for our other character, Jeff in my case. And then, to make this easier, you can edit your variable. You can copy the position name, so Control-C, and then you go to set AI in time, set Jeff position to 1, or whatever your character is from the last AI sprite, and then you want to right-click the drop-down menu, and then swap variables in sprite, and you paste it with the new character's position. So everything in the sprite that originally had difficulty or position as your other character, it's now replaced with the new character of the one you're working on. Same thing for the difficulty. You can just right-click the variable, swap variables in sprite. My case, Jack, difficulty. Make sure the names are exact, otherwise it won't work. And then everything here is going to be Jack difficulty and Jack position, and that's literally it. Like, that's the whole thing done, right there. So, like, it converts it all for you, and now that's complete. It even does it here in this script over here. So now we're going to see where Jack, in my case, or your other character, whatever their name is, my character's name's Jack, so we're going to see where Jack will go. He will start on the stage. He will then go to the bathrooms. Then he will go to the dining room. Then to the left hall. And then to your office. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions. So since my other character, Jeff, had 6 positions, I'm going to remove the 6th one since this is detecting where the door scripts, and then I'm going to take out 5 right here, and I'm going to just plug this in here. So if Jack position equals 5, since the movement opportunities change his position by 1, it'll set it to 5. And then since he's also going to the left door, this will all be changed as well. We just got to set the who jump scared variable to, in my case, Jack, because that's the name of my character. And then we can, I'm actually going to adjust the timing a little bit. Instead of 60 divided by his difficulty, I'm going to do 40. I recommend you do this just for some added variety. $40. And that's it. That's literally it. Now, we just have to copy and paste our character from the costumes and then put them into our AI script. So Jack's gonna be here. So I'm going, that is way too big. Just design how they look on the cameras. I really recommend you add some darkness effects, which I might add to Jeff later. So what you do, I like doing the rectangle tool, then you go up to the fill, and then you see these 4 squares up here. I like doing this one. This turns it into a left and right gradient, and I take the second square up here, and then you click this line down here to make this transparent. Then you go to the first one and make it completely black, and then it'll give you a nice darkness effect right here. I'm gonna just scoot that over there. Okay. Now, in the bathrooms, I'm going to copy him over. And I'm going bathrooms. Make sure the name of the costume is the same as the name of the camera he's going into. So I'm going to paste him in here. I actually recommend making just a temporary costume that just has the sprite so you can come back to it. Make sure the character's pose is different on every camera. It'll make your game look so much nicer and less lazy. And it won't make the game just look dull. It'll make it look different every time. He's gonna have an alternate look in this camera. What that means is, like Bonnie in the backstage in Five Nights at Freddy's 1, he can either be in the center of the room or right in the camera. I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna grab this same gradient. Jeff's feet are actually still there, so I'm gonna delete those. Grab that gradient, and I'm going to give it to him here. Bathrooms, make sure you name this. If you're going to do an alternate, so I'm going to have bathrooms 1. And then I'm going to duplicate this. It'll automatically change it to bathrooms 2. And then he's going to have an alternate phase in here. So design his alternate phase. Okay, I think that looks really nice. So he has him in the bathrooms, and then an alternate phase for him is this, when his face is right in the camera. So I like that a lot. Now just design the rest of the cameras. So this is going to be him in the dining room. Make sure they do not overlap each other, like the characters, otherwise you'll have to mess with layering. It's okay if they overlap each other, like in the stage, but like I recommend like the main character. So in my case, Jeff is the main character. He goes into a layer that's in front of everybody else. I recommend doing that, but you can tweak the layering however you want. I just don't like. I'd avoid making characters overlap as much as possible, so you don't have to mess with that too often. Okay. Then he's going to go into the left hall, so I'm going to copy him again here. Since he has pretty much an identical path to Jeff, they are named accordingly already. So let's go to the left hall and see, like, Jeff is already here, so I'd avoid having them overlap. Again, with the shadow, you could just copy and paste the shadow over here, unless they like have a completely different shape. Since these guys are pretty much identical here, I just copied the shadow from Jeff. Okay, so now we have all the positions done. I'm actually going to organize these since he goes into the bathrooms before the dining room. And then you can actually delete the sprite there because we don't need it anymore. Okay. So now it's that done. Now that that is done, we just have to tweak the script here where it actually shows him appearing slightly different. We are going to, we'll first run this. And if camera state equals 2, which is up for us because we made a comment, see 2, camera state 2 is open. So if camera is open, camera number is 2, and jack position equals 1, character position of the one you're working on, obviously, If his position equals 1, set it to stage, show, perfect. We do not want him to set him to the dining room cam unless his position is 3, for me at least. So you just have to tweak it a little bit like this. And then bathrooms, here we go. So cam number equals 3. My cam number is 5 for the bathrooms, so camera number is 5. So if the camera's up, character position is 2, since he goes to the bathroom on his second position. When he moves from the stage, he'll go to the bathroom. If it's 5, then here's where we have the alternate phase. You come over here, make a new variable. I like to do this just in case. Make sure it's for this sprite only. Just make it alt phase. Make sure it's for this sprite only. Then we're going to set alt phase to pick random 1 to 2. And we're going to get an if else. You don't have to do alternate phases. I just think they're cool. Actually, I'm going to actually set it to pick random 1 to 4. So if the alternate phase equals 4, then it'll switch the costume to the alternate phase. Switch it to bathrooms 2, which is the alternate phase. Else just switch it to 1. So what this is saying, this is what makes it pretty rare. It'll pick a number from 1 to 4. If that random number happens to be 4, then he'll do the alternate phase. Else he will do the normal phase. So that's what makes it kind of rare, is that he does the normal phase more often. It'll roll a number that'll be the normal phase more often. So that's all you have to do. And then left hall, cam 6, and he has 4 positions. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Yep, perfect. Oh, I just discovered something here. I didn't make a phase for him going into the bathroom, so let me do that real quick. This should actually be number 5, the left hall. Bathrooms, just throw this last, hide in the last else, and if his position equals 4, then set it to bathrooms. That's my bad, and make sure the camera number fits accordingly. So bathroom is camera 5, so we do that. Okay, that was my bad. Now we will test out the alternate phase. So how we're going to do this is we're going to set him to 20 at the start, and then we'll set him to 1. Okay, so for the alt phase script, you're going to want to get a wait until, go to control, grab a wait until. Then in there you're going to get, when you go to an operator, get the not, and then wait until the camera number is not the camera number you want the alternate phase to happen in. Otherwise it'll do this, which is not what we want. So we're going to wait until it's not that camera again to get an alternate phase. There you go. Yeah, because if you leave it how it was before, then it'll flicker like that. That is not what we want. We want it to happen until it is not that camera, and then we will get the alternate phase, as you can see. So there, that works just fine. Hey, another editor's note here. With the alternate phase, with the character you want an alternate phase for, in this wait until not cam number equals the number you want, go to operators, grab an OR, and then you can just duplicate this and then change this variable to the character position. So in my case, that's Jack position, and then just drag the first not in the first bubble of OR, and then position, character position into the next, and the position in this camera is 2. So wait until the camera is not the camera. So this is so that the character doesn't flicker in his alternate phase. Wait until it is not the camera, or his position is not what it is here. If you do not put this in with an alternate phase, that means even when he moves, he's going to stay in that camera until you click out of it. That's not what we want. So just drag this in here and it'll fix that bug. Alright, later. Then you can set their difficulty back to 20. Yep, now he's in the office. Cool. Okay, now that that's done, we can make our next character. So I'm going to duplicate Jeff again. My girl character is named Jasmine, so I'm going to copy her. Make sure you name them to the corresponding character. Then same thing, same process. Get their variables, Jasmine position, then you want to right click the variable for their positions. Remember, it cannot be the difficulty positions, the character difficulty variables you replace with the positions. It has to be the positions itself. Then paste that in, so now everything should be position. There you go. Same for difficulty. Do that, and then copy the difficulty. Gonna replace with Jasmine difficulty. There you go. I'm gonna make her 50 seconds, and I want her to always move on every night too, so I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna make 50. I'm gonna put 50 for all her wait timers, and remember to change the who jump scared to the character name. She's gonna go to the right door, so I'm gonna replace this variable here with right door open close. And then we are going to see what variables she will, not variables, what cameras she'll go into. Actually set them back to 1. So Jasmine will start on the stage, then she'll go to the dining room, the kitchen, backstage, and then to the right hall. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions she will have. So make that new costume, paste her in. Now you're just going to design how she looks on the cameras. And then to reverse the darkness effect so it's not coming from this way, you just go into the thing, you press the swap, and it'll swap it to a different side. And the kitchen, since the kitchen, you don't need anything. The kitchen doesn't have a camera. If one of the cameras is like a cam not found, then their costume will just be empty. And then she'll go into the backstage. We'll go to the right hall. So right hall. Make sure you name it accordingly. Right hall. Paste her in here. And then, again, since my characters look pretty much identical, I can just copy and paste the shadow. And then that's it. She will start on the stage, then go to the dining room, then the kitchen, then backstage, and then the right hall. So we just have to tweak this up a little bit. So these should be the same. Yep, dining room up till dining room. Okay, then if her position equals 3, she'll go to the kitchen. So we need the camera to equal 4. And her position 3, and switch it to the kitchen. If the camera number equals 3, which is the backstage, then if her position's 4, then set it to backstage. And then a cam number, if the cam number is 7 and her position is 5, then switch to the right hall. And that's literally it. Now she's done. Yeah. All the characters, all the main 3, are done. And as just for some fun, we are going to add a honkable like paper in the office. So like when you click on the paper, it'll make like a honk sound. It's very easy. You just go to sprite, create a new sprite. I'm gonna say it's honkable picture. Now you're going to design what it looks like. I'm going to actually make it in the office and then make it just its nose. And so I'm gonna put it probably up here. Then you just design what it looks like. Okay. Say like fun or something like that. And I'm gonna put a picture. Then it's actually just gonna be Jeff's head. That's gonna be the honkable picture. So I'm gonna just copy this, paste it into here. Doesn't need a name. So we're gonna do when I receive, or when the green flag is clicked, go to 0, 0. You don't need to do that, but I like to do it just in case. Then we're gonna hide. I'm gonna do when I receive office show, go to front layer, and then repeat until, go to motion, do the set X, and then sensing. We're going to do backdrop of stage, but we're going to do office, and they'll do switch to X position, forever switch the X position to office. And then we are going to just shrink this down until it fits on the paper, just like that. And then we are going to do when I receive cam animation hide. And then it'll reshow when you close the cameras, just so you can't honk it in the cameras. And then get a sound. I recommend actually uploading a sound. But you can use a sound built into Scratch, but alter it a little bit. So I'm going to actually use this. I'm actually just use this sound, and I'm going to do, then you just go, do when the sprite clicked, start sound honk. That's it. Alright, that's it for this episode of how to make a Five Nights at Freddy's 1 game in Scratch. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like for episode 7. Next episode we'll be finishing up the AI, and we'll be making Foxy character AI and a Golden Freddy character AI. So look forward to that, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.